as we continue to look at the U.S. and Israeli war on Iran and Iran's retaliation. We're joined by Ofer Cassif. He's a member of the Israeli Knesset and the leftist Hadash-Ta'al coalition. He's been a vocal critic of the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. In October, he waved a sign reading "Recognize Palestine" during President Trump's address to the Knesset. He's been repeatedly suspended from the Knesset for his outspoken criticism of Israel's war on Gaza. Joining us now from the Israeli city of Rehovot, thank you so much for being with us. If you can respond to what's happening on the ground in Israel. I know that we could lose you at any point if you have to go into a shelter, but overall, the peace movement in Israel, how is it responding right now, with it coming very clear that Israel led this Israeli-U.S. attack on Iran with some support from Saudi Arabia, convincing Trump to do this preemptive attack?
Well, they call it a preemptive attack. Of course, it was premeditated, and the reason is not as they say. We all know that the real interests of the government of Israel and the government of the United States, like many others, is not really to save the Iranian people from the despotic, really suppressive regime, nor to prevent them for developing a nuclear weapon or the missile industry. The real interest is a political and economic interest, an imperialist interest as ever. And the other things that are presented as if they were the reasons are merely excuses. But the real interest of those governments, of those imperialists and their partners, is the real reason is simply to do whatever they can in order to achieve their own economic and political interests at the expense of the peoples, including the people of Iran and the people of Israel. Unfortunately, neither of them is really interested in our well-being or in the people of Iran or the American people in their own welfare and good. So, and that's the main issue. This is an imperialist aggression against the Iranian people. It's not against the regime. They want us to believe it's against the regime. It is against the people of Iran eventually. And history proves that. And we, in the anti-occupation, anti-genocide, peace movement in Israel, we know that it's very difficult now at the moment to take to the streets and to demonstrate because of the missiles and also because of the limitations posed by the government under the guise of emergency situation. But we know what is at stake. We know that the real interest of the governments are against the interest of the peoples, and we do whatever we can in order to protest and to stop this bloodshed.
Ofer, I wanted to ask you, in terms of the level of response and resistance and counterattack by Iran on Israel, what has been the effect on the population? Did the government and the people expect this kind of response? And interestingly, here in the United States, we're not seeing in the American media many images of what damage is being caused within Israel of these attacks by Iran.
We are not sure about the damage either, because we don't know if what the media in Israel shows is accurate and if it is indeed the full scale. We obviously don't want anyone to get harmed, neither in Israel nor in Palestine or in Iran or anywhere else. That's the reason we oppose this and oppose this war and aggression from the very beginning. But as I said, the real way to stop it is a diplomatic and political one, not a military one. And unfortunately, at the moment, the majority within the Israeli public support the government and support the aggression against Iran. It is quite, systematic. It always happened like that in the past. It happened when Israel launched the genocidal aggression against Gaza after the terrible massacre of 7 October. It happened many times vis-a-vis Lebanon, Syria, and other places. In the beginning, we were almost the only ones. We, I mean the Democratic Front for Peace and Equality, the Communist Party, and some other anti-occupation and anti-war activists, we were quite isolated and marginalized in most events of war and aggression. But after a while, more and more people within the Israeli society began to understand that they went astray after the lies of the government, whether it was a Netanyahu's government or another government, and began to protest against the war or the genocide or whatever. So I guess that will happen again now. At the moment, we are a minority, not as tiny as we were before, because more and more people understand that this fascist government led by the criminal Netanyahu, who is, as we all know, suspected in stand trial in charges of and is accused in bribery and corruption, etc., etc. So many people, more than before, understand that everything that this government has been doing, especially Netanyahu, are driven by not by the interest of the people, but by the interest of the government per se. And because of that, although we are still a minority, and alas, all the parliamentary opposition, apart from us, is in support of Netanyahu's aggression and Trump's aggression, still you can see that more people among the so-called common people are against it, still a minority. But if it continues, if this aggression continues, I'm sure that sooner or later we'll see a majority standing against it. I just hope that we won't get there, because the bloodshed until then is going to be much wider everywhere, in Israel, in Iran, in Lebanon, and in Palestine. And obviously we don't want that to happen.